Hello, I'm Carrie, and it's Valentine's Day 2014. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. And I posted on my one of my last videos, it was the second to last, that I was going to college, and then that went on the back burner. Well, it's back on. It's a done deal. I was approved for state funding through unemployment. They've got a program for vocational rehabilitation. I qualified as a displaced worker who was unlikely to regain employment in the field that they had been working in. And so I get to train in something totally different that has a lot of openings in it. So I'm going to study to be a clinical medical assistant, and I should be starting in March. Just found that out. I also reported that I had some work coming up. That fell through. By no fault of my own or the company that oriented me and trained me. It's the fault of the refinery itself that ordered the workers. They canceled. They changed the scope of their work. They're not going to close down the amount of the refinery that they had planned, or maybe not at all. And they just don't need the help at this point in time. So I was planning on going back to school in May and doing this job, which would have been nice to have that money put away. And I didn't pay my bills, and now I'm in the hole. So I'm gonna have to eat peanut butter sandwiches for a while, and stop with the electrology and put the money in the bank. And hopefully I'll get some side work or something and make a little bit extra money. I'm going to try to find some part-time work. But I can't take a full-time commitment because I'm going to be going to school soon. While I'm going to school, I'll be able to collect unemployment benefits, so I have something to live on, pay the rent, and I can make like $150 a week. Working part-time or something, but I don't want to have to count on that, because I'm going to have to do an internship and an externship at some point in the curriculum. So I certainly don't want to overextend myself. I'm going to need time to study and stuff. I want to do good and have top grades, because I've got enough disadvantages with my gender status, being trans, and my age. Two different ways that they might find me undesirable and not hire me. I'm just being realistic, not negative. Another big thing that happened, I got to go to the 50th International Women's Conference for Alcoholics Anonymous. It was held at the Hawaii Convention Center, and it was 2,176 people strong. They're all women, and I had the most wonderful time. Let me tell you, I met so many wonderful women and had the most wonderful time. I stayed up all night. We had a wonderful dinner and a really great show. We had roast chicken and baked salmon and hand-carved roast beef. We had fire knife dancers and a Samoan comedian, and they counted down sobriety for everybody stands up, and the most was 51 years and the least 1 day. And I met 3 trans women there, so we were represented. I can't give you any names, of course, as they're anonymous, but I can't get into specifics about what's said there and stuff. But I'm pretty happy to be a member, and I will blow my own anonymity anytime. And feel free to ask if you want what I've got. In that respect, I'm living happy in my sobriety. And it's only through my sobriety that I was able to deal with my transsexual nature and come to grips with myself and you know, come to accept and even love myself. I hated myself for not being normal before. And now I accept myself for who I am. And just trying to make the best of it. And okay, another thing I was doing was working on models, and I had a couple videos I made on a different camera, and the file size was so gigantic that it's very difficult for me to spend the time to upload it, because it takes more than 2 hours to upload it, even with fast Wi-Fi. And I can't plug my computer in anywhere, so the battery would run out before I'm done uploading. So I don't know how I'm going to get that done. So I have I'll give you a progress report. I've actually got 2 projects going at the same time. That's because I was given a motorcycle model. I'll show you that too. But first I'll show you the Mustang. This is the rolling chassis, and you can see the engine detail on it. That's the top view with the engine bonnet. And there's the side, and you can probably see the spark plug wires. I wired the spark plugs. See those? And the front view. Let's see the size of the engine. No radiator yet. That goes in later. And then the body. And I just put lotion on my hand, so I'm not touching the paint. It's ready to go to clear coat. It's got the Boss 429 emblem on it. I don't know if you can see that. Focus. Focus. There it is. Boss 429. Those are the only decals on this kit. These were silent killers. They didn't have a lot of over embellishment. There were no spoilers. Only the front had a spoiler. The back didn't have a spoiler. It didn't have louvers on the windshield. It was pretty plain packaged. But of course it had the biggest engine they could stuff in there. They actually had to widen the front end by 2 inches to fit. They had to move out the shock towers to fit that motor down in there. So yeah, when that goes, what I did is I had to color sand that paint. Is why it looks so dull. I take a very, very fine modeler's sandpaper and wet sand it until it's about 1,000 grit, I think, 1,200, and wet sand that until it's dull and basically flat, and that way you get rid of all the tiny orange peel and everything, and it's that that extra time to get that paint nice and level and flat is going to give it that glass-like finish when I spray the clear coat. So yeah, sec. Oh, my voice. So yeah, I came into this motorcycle model. It was given to me as a gift. and it's made by Tamiya. And these are really good Japanese kits. They're highly detailed and very well put together, and a lot of fun to build. I always have a good time building Tamiya kits. And I'll show you how far along I am with that. Here's the chassis on that. And trying to hold it in such a way where you can see it. Tires even got little decals on the wheels. Tail side. You see up the exhaust pipe there; it's even detailed up in there. The engine, you can see the radiator. Oh, look at the header pipes, how detailed the header pipes are. And they go into the exhaust, the dual exhaust for the bike itself. And the kickstand works, so I can stand it up on the kickstand. So yeah, and oh, the bear with this kit, I started some of the decaling too. So, this is the front cowl, you can see. And these decals are very thin and easy to tear. And so I'm going to have to take great care, use a lot of soap so that they slide around really easily. And take a lot of care applying them. And I have a couple tricks I use for them to bend around corners. You can shrink them actually, and actually kind of dissolve them so that they follow curves. What you do is you use acrylic paint thinner and a very soft brush, and you brush the paint thinner onto the decal, and it basically dissolves the decal and makes it conform to funny shapes and sizes. And if you have wrinkles in the decal because you've got a compound curve or something, it will actually shrink that decal down into the curves. And in that way, you can follow all those strange, unique shapes, like on this cowling, especially around where the mirrors are going to go. They were all wrinkled up in that general area, and there's some tiny little wrinkles in there, and I don't think they're going to show once I put about 5 coats of clear over it. It's going to still look like glass, I hope. Put a couple coats of clear, then color sand it, a couple more, something like that. I don't know. I haven't actually done a job with so much decal work, so many layers of decals. I've got decals on top of decals on top of decals with this kit. As you can see again in the picture, I've got to put the mouth, the tiger mouth and eyes over the decal. I got to put the numbers over the decal that you already saw. There's this blue camouflaging, that's all decal, and then all the different numbers and logos for the sponsorships are all decals on top of decals. So what you have to do for that is you put one layer of decals, and you put a thin coat of clear to protect those decals, so then when you use the water and soap for the next layer of decals, you don't dissolve those original decals. And so it's a lot of humbug, but it's worth it in the end if you get a nice looking piece for your mantle. Yeah. So there was something else I had to talk about. It's not coming to me. Yeah. Mine went blank. One moment. anyhow, I guess I can make another video. I'll take notes and put that in if I can remember what that was. Anyhow, I hope everybody has a happy day, and romance is all in the air for you. I'm all alone, but that's okay. I'll be fine. If you like what you're watching, thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And then you'll be notified when I make another video. Till next time, love you. Peace out. Bye bye. Aloha.